Hey, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending upon when you are watching. Hello, everybody. How you doing out there? It's so great to be connected to all of you. Thank you so much for your love, your support, and your kindness. I'm so grateful for it. Just wanted to come live for a few minutes to discuss something that has been on my heart for a few days. And I want to know what you all think about it. So I heard a writing coach, say one time that no one wants to read a book about you. What do you think about that? Do you think that no one wants to read a book about your life story, what you've overcome, what you believe, who you are, what God has done in your life? Do you believe that that's true? I mean, if that is the case, then why does anybody write books in the first place? I don't know. I know that with me writing my book, Remember Your Strength, I wanted to write about my journey into walking back in my faith with God. And having lost my father, it was the last parent that I had, pretty much one of the last pillars that I have in my life that I am really, really close to, like talk to every day and really process with, and how it really shifted me. So writing the book Remember Your Strength brought me healing, and I wanted to not only share that healing with my readers, but also help other people write their own stories. So I have 5 reasons why you should write your book, even though nobody wants to read a book about you, which I think is really interesting. First, you write because you want to get clarity about a lesson that you have learned. So if you pick up your pen and let your heart speak and you write about something that you have experienced, it might give you a level of clarity that you didn't have before. And you use that clarity to help you move differently in the same spaces, or you use that clarity to help you recognize what you could have done differently. If we come to the table knowing that we're not perfect and knowing that we make mistakes, if we write down what our mistakes were without letting them sit on us and weigh us down like weights, if you think about those lessons and put them down on paper, they will remind you of what you really can do to miss that pothole the next time. Secondly, you can write to give clarity about a position that you have. So, for example, maybe you experienced a conflict with someone else and you write down your perspective. If you are experiencing this conflict, you're hearing all of the reflections from the other person and all the other people who might be involved. But if you sit down and synthesize all of the information from your experience with their experience, maybe you'll find a common ground. That's the power of your pen. And it's so important to write down those things because, like we said before in step one, you'll recognize some things that you can do differently. Or you might recognize something that you have done extremely well. And I forgot to say this. If someone shared this video with you and you don't know who I am Pinda L. James, and I'm a scribe coach. I'm the owner of Inscribed Inspiration, and what we do is help people curate their stories of resilience. For me, being a scribe coach means that I help people write down their history. That's really, really important to me, especially on the other side of having lost both of my parents. The most meaningful things that I have from them are their journals or emails that they wrote me where they shared their love and wisdom. Sometimes my dad and I will argue in our emails, and I still have those emails where I can still hear his voice talking to me. You also write to offer wisdom. So you may just journal every day, and it may be picking up your pen and writing down what you experienced that day, or your food journal, or how much you exercised, or how much you drank water that day. Writing it down and then going back and reviewing it after a few months helps you to track your progress. So that's really important to do as well. You can also write to document a process or an experience. If you are a business owner, an entrepreneur, even a mother, a grandmother, writing down recipes or writing down how to clean the bathroom, these are important things. And we think everybody knows these common sense things, but sometimes lessons are not being passed down. And it is really, really important for us to think about how we can pass down our lessons to the next generation. I'll use this as an example. When I was looking for colleges back in 1991 and 92, I went to college fairs and I went by myself. I didn't go with my parents. They were busy, they were working, or I was just involved in a lot of groups and they took us on those trips and my parents didn't go. My mentors went. And now that I'm on the parent side, I want to be so involved in everything that my child is doing as she's looking for colleges, and her perspective is completely different from mine. It's a completely different time. We had paper applications that we had to handwrite everything 9 times to send to 9 different colleges. Now you have one common application and all the colleges get it. So it's a different time and a different place. And when I think about the importance of having leadership and guidance in those pivotal life decisions, writing some of those things down will help you when you do that. And lastly, even though they say nobody's going to write a book about or read a book about you, you still want to write your book. You still want to write because it helps to position you as an expert and a thought leader on a particular subject. If you write it down, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many times you have to restart it over, no matter how hard it is, if you're crying, if you're angry, if you want to throw the book across the room, I just want you to pick up your pen and let your heart speak. It is so important for you to write something down every single day that you can. Whether you write it in your journal, write a post on Facebook, send an email, send a text message. I want you to make it an intention every day as a part of your self care to write down something positive that happened to you. I think that's important. I am so grateful that you've watched this video all the way up into this point. And if you are interested in learning more about how to work with me as a scribe coach, I will share some information in the comments. But in the meantime, thank you for being here and remember your strength so you can write it down. We'll see you next time.